Actually,
Tonight in Firestone, power grid failure with the power back on. Citizens of Stapleton County want answers on what caused the outage. I'm joined by the mayor of Prominence to talk about how he and his administration handled it. Project Regiment strikes again. Project Regiment announced a new operation on the iconic drive-in this week. We break down what exactly this means as the director of security, Killing Costs, joins us to talk about what Iconic is doing to keep their staff and customers safe. FDOT Secretary Potato Law resigns. We bring you the latest information on his resignation and tell you how the community felt about it. All that and more coming up tonight on Tonight in Firestone.
Live from Prominence District, this is Firestone's News Network.
Hello, and thank you for joining me tonight on this first episode of Tonight in Firestone. I'm your host, Parker Jackson. For those of you who do not know me, I've been a journalist on Roblox for over 2 years with extensive experience in broadcast news. I started out in NUSA working for Fox News, and since I've traveled all over the platform hosting all kinds of shows. Be sure to join me each week as we break down the latest weekly headlines and get to know the news together. Let's get into our show. Tonight we're going to start off in the aftermath of the power grid failure that occurred this week in Stapleton County. On Monday, January 31st, Stapleton County Power Grid was awarded a D rating from the permit renewal. The operations were suspended. This caused major disruptions to the power grid, and they were forced to cease operations, causing the power to go out across the county. In a document released by the company, it reads, and I'm going to pull that up for you right now, guys. Give me 1 second. It reads, "Dear those who are interested, We'd like to start off with an apology for the incidents that have occurred, including those that have happened as a result of our permit revocation. We are working as well as we can to get back up and running along with the state's power. We are really sorry that this has happened over the past 24 hours. We were informed by the Department of Commerce that they had chosen to revoke our business permit due to concerns with the internal management of our business. Unfortunately, we are not given an opportunity to resolve these concerns before the permit was revoked. As a result, Stapleton County Power Grid has been forbidden from performing any work in Stapleton. Those who were most affected by this were unfortunately the people of Stapleton County, including fellow businesses and departments who have been forced to tackle power outages and blackouts. In response to the Stapleton County Power Grid is working tirelessly to improve the internal management and have implemented many changes to our structure. We hope that thanks to the changes which are outlined in this document and are continued to improve our business of the Stapleton County Power Grid will start to repair the business right now. Now, they also released a timeline of the events, and for those of you who don't know, on January 31st, around 1538, the Stapleton Power Grid was awarded a D rating, and the permit was withdrawn. Also, on January 31st, Stapleton County began discussions with the Department of Commerce and Administration in regards to the permit revocation. On January 31st, 1808, the incident discussion chat opened with all of Stapleton Power Grid's command team, one of those advisors, the governor of the state, and the Department of Commerce. And finally, the power outages occurred across the state, and they released their document. They also put a few changes. They made a lot of changes apparently in this document, but I'm only going to read a few. One of them was we have opened a business suggestions channel in our Discord server for Stapleton County Power Grid staff to post any suggestions or ideas for the power grid. Also, all suggestions will be reviewed and considered by command unless inappropriate. They also said that citizens are encouraged to forward suggestions and ideas to the Stapleton County Power Grid or to their high command staff. Also, the termination policy has been edited to place users liable for termination on the administrative leave for 24 hours, in which all of the command team will be notified and many object or comment onto the termination rather. Those are just a few changes, and I'm glad that we're going to be talking about those changes tonight. And we're also going to be talking about what the Stapleton County Power Grid happened. Oh, sorry, I lost my train of thought. Joining me now is going to be the mayor of the District of Prominence. How are you tonight, sir?
I'm great to be here. Thank you.
No problem. We're glad to have you. Now, I guess just tell us what you and your department are doing, or what you and your administration did rather, about this power outage.
When it first broke out, we didn't yet declare a state of emergency in our district. Administration watched it very closely and monitored the situation, but after a while, we felt that it got really out of hand. So I worked with the mayors of Redwood and Arborfield, and we all declared a city in crisis for Prominence and their respective state of emergencies due to the large power outages and the amount of crime that picked up and the overall crises that ensued. We felt the need that it would be in our best interest to protect our cities in Prominence. And as the after we declared the declaration of crisis, I personally reached out to the fire chief and the Department of Public Works Administration, and throughout the crisis, we worked very closely with them and up until it was resolved. So we took the best measures that we could possible to protect our citizens, and overall, I thought we handled it very well.
Yeah. Now you brought up the crime as one of the concerns. Did y'all see an influx in crime when the power was out?
Yeah, we did kind of notice that. Of course, with the traffic lights down, there's obviously a lot more of the, of course, traffic infractions being broken. And then with the usually law enforcement was pretty preoccupied with assisting public works and the fire department with securing certain scenes for emergencies. So with that happening, there was a lot more room for criminals to commit crimes, with the law enforcement being very busy, occupied with a lot of the emergencies that were to happen. So we felt it was necessary to ask for some extra resources and also work with the law enforcement agencies to ensure that the cities are being protected as well throughout the crisis.
Yeah, for sure. Do you know how long exactly your city was out without power for?
I believe it was around 3 days that Prominence was out. The crisis officially ended. The declaration of crisis ended on the Thursday, February 3rd. But prior to that, the power had come back on. So it was pretty bad for a couple of days, and then even after the crisis, there was a large situation last night with a big fire in Prominence. So that was also something we had to work with the fire department for. But overall, I believe that I thank the fire department for their collaboration with us as well as the public works department. They did some really great work, and I'm very thankful that they were able to restore power in such a quick amount of time.
Yeah, for sure. And do you have anything to say to the Stapleton County Power Grid or any comments you'd like to make on the power grid failure that caused your city to basically go into chaos mode?
I think this is definitely something that needs to be looked into more. The fact that just one business being shut down allowed for the entire state's power to be shut down. I reached out to a couple of people, and I think that it's definitely something that should be looked into to prevent more businesses having monopolies over our state's power supply. This is prevent something like this in the future. I think the government really needs to look into looking more about how to better manage our state's energy and supply resources.
Yeah, indeed. And again, thank you for joining us tonight. It's always a pleasure getting to talk with the city leadership.
Thank you.
hmm Don't go away, guys, because when we come back, I'm joined by the Director of Security for the iconic drive-in to talk about what's going on with Project Regiment. Tonight in Firestone, we'll be right back.
Live from Prominence District, this is Firestone's News Network.
Welcome back to Tonight in Firestone. Tonight there's growing concern about the criminal organization Project Regiment in the iconic drive-in. On February 4th, Project Regiment official C3 Ladimir announced in the Firestone Discord around 9:30 CST. As of today, February 2nd, 2022, effective immediately, Operation Iconic will begin, and the main target for this operation is Bearzino and Iconic security personnel. The extermination unit will take out any Leo and witnesses that remain on scene after Bearzino and Iconic security personnel are eliminated. Sorry, I had a mic cut out there. C63 Ladimir Project Regiment. This operation has been in the making starting earlier that evening at the Sparks and Snow Iconic food truck event. At this event, Project Regiment members began unofficial press conferences, which FNN field team staff Masick_N attended. These members announced that many different things. These include that they will take over Firestone through mass extermination. However, Findlay or L3EE, along with the federal agencies, to watch out and plan to take over the Prominence tomorrow, February 5th. At 1700, no time zone was included. The members also announced that they will only attack FBC as they are, they announced that they will only attack FBC as they are the mid. Lastly, almost an afterthought, they said Bearzino and Iconic security personnel should watch out during the hours following these events. Project Regiment got to work terrorizing Iconic and Bearzino. They did a hostage sit at Iconic's Prominence location and killed many. The Project Regiment also killed and kidnapped Senator Lee _L3EE, and which Masick_N witnessed. Joining me now is Director of Security for Iconic. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing quite well. Thank you for having me.
So you heard in the story above that I guess Iconic was basically attacked by the regiment gang tonight. How are you responding to that?
We've notified the rest of our security team, and we're authorizing even the employees in training to be paired with certified security members. And our tactical members that we've established quite a while ago, we'll be allowing them to start patrolling on our properties.
And how are you guys responding to keep your employees and I guess your customers safe tonight?
I personally recommended that the Redwood location had be shut down for now because it's way too open. But our Prominence location, due to the close proximity of the capital, DHS would be able to respond quite quickly. So that I would recommend to keep open.
Has any official law enforcement agency launched an investigation into this yet?
To my knowledge, no official investigation has been started.
And I guess basically, how many security do y'all have on hand to protect the staff there? And what are they trained to do? Are they trained to shoot? Do they have tasers? What do they have to protect customers and staff?
Their basic equipment is either a CZ pistol or a CBJ semi-automatic. Along with that, they will also have zip ties and a standard issued baton, which is nowhere near the police grade, but that's the equipment they will have. And along with our security members, we will also be having CWS security assisting us with protecting the properties. Now, for the amount of security, I don't know how many security members CWS has, but I'm pretty sure we have close around 15 to 20 members on Iconic.
Yeah, and I guess Are y'all changing your operation schedules or anything of your knowledge to that tonight because of these attacks that have gone on against Bayer and I guess against your whole company rather?
Barra is not suspended any operations, but he's recommending everyone to not do any shifts without security.
Yeah, I think that's a very good recommendation because you never know who could roll up. And we wish you the best of luck, and we hope everybody stays safe at Iconic Restaurants. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
And you guys, coming up next, we are going to be getting an insight of what happened with Potato Law, why he resigned, and how the public reacted. We will be right back.
Live from Prominence District, this is Firestone's News Network.
And welcome back to Tonight in Firestone. Before we get into our final story, I just want to thank everybody for watching tonight and helping us kick off this new show here in Firestone. We'll be here every weekend, so be sure to check us out, and we'll have more information on that at the end. But our final story tonight, the Firestone Department of Transportation Secretary has resigned from his position tonight. On February 1st at 10:30 a.m. CST, the Firestone Department of Transportation Secretary Potato Law publicly announced his resignation on the Discord platform. Potato had been in the department for 4 years and was seen by many DOT employees as one of the best secretaries. FNN's field team member Masick_N went and gathered comments from the citizens and the DOT employees on what they thought about Potato Law's departure. One of them said, I think it's quite sad Pat is going away from DOT, but obviously happy for him because he got promoted within DHS. That was from Skeletron19YT. Another comment read, we would all like to thank Potato for his service to DOT and the department. Will not be the same without him. That was from FR Bidding. Another one from Kman4665. No cap, I kind of feel good about his departure. He was a little inactive. Interesting comment there. What a great guy, guys. I mean, love Potato, and we cannot wait to see what he does at the DHS. That's all for us tonight, but we'll be back next week with the latest news headlines, and let us know if you like the show. Use the hashtag on Twitter, Tonight in Firestone, or message me at ParkerJRBLX. Good night, Firestone.